If you knew morning wood, then you know why I feel blue. Without morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood. Oh, how my heart yearns for you. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you, yes, I love you, morning wood. Morning wood, morning wood. Pretty, 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 pretty morning wood. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Oh, well, I love you and I need you, morning wood. I love you, morning wood, with a love so rare and true. Oh, morning, my morning wood. Well, I love you, I want you, morning wood.
Rise and shine. This is the Morning Woo. Coming to you live from an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network. As we're all a little happy today on this Happy Devils Thursday, as the Devils defeated the New York Rangers last night 6-3 in Madison Square Garden. Lots to talk about there, but want to really talk about, before we talk about the game, I want to talk about the maturation, the maturity level of Jack Hughes post-Olympics. The guy has done it all. After scoring that golden goal, I think Jack Hughes has asserted himself as the leader of the New Jersey Devils, not just by putting up points, but if you listen to his post-game interview yesterday with the press, he addressed, and this was the headliner, unfortunately, but he addressed the golden puck with the Hockey Hall of Fame. I mean, that whole thing was kind of blown out of proportion. Hockey Hall of Fame had to respond. Phil Pritchard, the keeper of the cup, basically saying that Jack's lucky enough to play the game, just like how we're lucky enough to do what they do at the Hockey Hall of Fame. And I thought the exchanges were completely unnecessary for the most part. But I can see where the Hockey Hall of Fame was, kind of a little bit taken back and pissed. But the Hockey Hall of Fame, located in Toronto, which is in Canada, again, a golden goal for the Canadians is different than the golden goal for the Americans, especially in ice hockey. It's just different. Sidney Crosby's golden goal is in the Hockey Hall of Fame, but that's for Canada. That puck needs to be in the United States. I'm sorry, I disagree. With the IIHF, who, they're in charge of authenticating the pucks and all that, and they were the ones that donated it to the Hockey Hall of Fame. They should have thought that through, to be honest with you. And I think that's where the mistake was made. Also, where I think the mistake was made was that did anybody advise Jack Hughes before he made those comments, like how it all works? He obviously didn't really know. And I think those comments were really blown out of proportion, about, what's it doing in the Hockey Hall of Fame? Like, what's it doing there? And he walked back from those comments yesterday saying that it's an honor to have the puck there and all that. And, again, I'm giving Jack Hughes a pass because, and I told you this after he scored the golden goal, right after on the Woo Report, if you remember, after the United States beat Canada, that whatever Jack Hughes does, he gets a pass because he's experiencing something that nobody else really would have experienced, with all the media attention, all that jazz. And I think right now that the way Jack presented himself post-game, talking about winning, Art Heaton tweeted at me on X/Twitter, and I reposted it, and I thought it was good what Art Heaton said. Art Heaton says, from the ownership on down to the ice, Hughes is the only person I've heard talk about bringing a winning culture to New Jersey. It's true, because the way Jack says it, and for me, I've heard David Blitzer say it, I've heard Tom Fitzgerald say it, but why it doesn't resonate with us is it goes in one ear out the other because it's a phony. It sounds so phony when they say it. But when Jack Hughes says it, and when Jack Hughes during that post-game interviews that he was giving out, that he's talking about, he's saying the right things. We're trying to win as many games as possible. He's not saying the stuff you want to hear. Like, me, I honestly still believe this team has a minuscule chance of making this playoffs. The playoffs. It's not likely, but if they play their cards right, they might have that opportunity. I truly believe that. But the way Jack Hughes presented himself post-game and answering those questions and, take it one game at a time. I mean, really, it's next up, Washington Capitals. Devils are hot right now. Think about it. They won 4 straight, lost 2. Now they're on a 3-game heater. That's 7-2 since my haircut. Just kidding around. But they're 7 out of the last 9 games, they've won. And again, I'm going to go back to, and I'm going to harp on it. They should have beaten Calgary, and they should have started Jake Allen against Detroit. Those 2 losses. Right now, the Devils are at 72 points, 10 points behind. But again, let the Devils play spoiler. Let the Devils apply the pressure. And I think this is going to be a fun month of hockey down the stretch because it's going to be every other day there's going to be a game. So let's see. Let's see what happens. I see Meadowlander. Good morning. Thank you, Dubzilla. The golden puck issue is a Canadian invention. Let's let it go. The Devils' culture is money. Everything is just fine with ownership, says Meadowlander. Meadowlander, if you could clarify your statement, the golden puck issue is a Canadian invention. Let's let it go. I just want to clarify it just so I'm reading that right. Pete says, I just love how fired up Jack is lately and showing his raw emotion on the ice. And I feel like it helped jumpstart the team. All seem to be in stride. You know what? I'll even go further than that, Pete. I'm giving Jack Hughes a pass for the rest of the season. I don't care if he says the stupidest crap. All right? And the reason why is I want Jack Hughes to be Jack Hughes. I don't want Jack Hughes to be bottled up inside. I want Jack Hughes to do whatever he wants, say whatever he wants, and not hold back. Because I think when Jack Hughes is Jack Hughes and he's happy and he's motivated, he is, I'll say, top 3 players in the world. Because right now, he is putting up big numbers. Right now, I mean, you saw some of the plays he was making yesterday they are generational player type plays he was making last night against the New York Rangers, like dangling on the blue line from side to side, and then finally passing the puck to Nemitz, and then going to the left side of the ice, and then putting it home past Jonathan Quick. I mean, only generational players can think like that, and I really, really, really love it when Jack Hughes gets pissed off. I love it when Jack Hughes shows emotion. I love Jack Hughes overall, what he represents, and I now truly believe he wants to be here in New Jersey. Because I'll be honest with you, and with that interview that he did with Danielle McCartan before the Olympics, which caused a lot of problems. I mean, I was a little pissed. I was real pissed. You could go back to the old podcasts and hear him talk. I have nothing to say to the fans. No, Jack, I want you to freely tell the fans what they need to hear. I want you to be yourself. That's the bottom line. And after he scored that golden goal, like I said, everything that was said in the past is all null and void right now. This is a different era after he scored that golden goal. And I told you that. That changed everything. I told you that on the Woo Report that Sunday after the United States beat Canada. And I told you that again on the Let's Go Devils podcast as well, that goal changed everything. It changed everything. And that what Jack Hughes has done since then has been remarkable, both, off the ice, on the ice. He is a ratings machine for ESPN. Finally, the New Jersey Devils is finally getting national media attention. For years, used to get crapped on by the media for no reason. And just going to go to a graphic shot here, but anyway. But yeah, I really think that this is an opportunity for the New Jersey Devils to really cash in. And I'm not talking about just money and making money. This is going to attract key free agents to the New Jersey Devils who are willing to take less money, because it's a salary cap era, just to play with Jack Hughes. It's a totally different dynamic right now. NY Davies says, "Morning, Sam," from the president of the 9-0 Club. Yes, the 9-0 Club. What happened on Long Island this year? Losing 9-0. Oh, my goodness. That was one of the worst. That was horrible. Well, we've come a long way. Devils fans, look, we've come a long way since that 9-0 loss. Jacob Markstrom, again, he makes me nervous. I'm not kidding you. Jacob Markstrom makes me nervous. Makes me nervous. Pete 100% agrees with me and with Jack Hughes. And you know what? And Nick Villano said this yesterday, that he's what Jack said before the Hockey Hall of Fame response, would ruin his, ruin his reputation and makes him look bad. Perception's everything. I get it, Nick, but at the same time, I think it's overblown. I honestly think it's overblown. Jack Hughes is probably, I mean, seeing on social media how many pictures he took with fans yesterday at Madison Square Garden. I think Jack Hughes is a great ambassador of the game. I think he will always be a student of the game, Jack Hughes. He loves, he's great with the kids, as what we've said. But, right now, the Devils, first game on the road trip, decisive victory, 2 solid points in regulation. If they could pull one out tomorrow against the Capitals, they would be tied with the Capitals in the standings. Then come Tuesday is the big test against the Dallas Stars next week and the Nashville Predators. Both teams, playoff bound possibly. Definitely the Dallas Stars, but possibly the Nashville Predators. Can the Devils go 5-0 on this road trip? I think the biggest problem will be the Carolina Hurricanes on that Saturday next week. That's going to be a huge game. Because really, does it affect the standings? Not really. Other than the Devils just need points right now. They need wins. And wouldn't that be a statement if the Devils go on a 5-game heater on the road, six games overall, a 6-game heater, coming back to that Sunday against the Chicago Blackhawks? Devils would be at 80 points if they run the table on this road trip. Not likely. But then again, I've been saying this after the Olympic break. That goal again, that golden goal changed Jack Hughes. Like, everything changed from the moment he scored that goal. And of course, yes, the off ice, his celebrity is, his popularity is through the roof right now. ESPN ratings are just going up, 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 up since then. But again, Jack Hughes is on fire. We made that song in the beginning of the year. But he's on fire right now. And let's just enjoy it. Let's just enjoy it. N.Y. Davies says Carolina owns us. They may. But you never know. You just never know with this team. They've been so inconsistent all year that they might surprise you. They might catch Carolina sleeping. But it should be interesting because the rest of the schedule, again, I'm maintaining a positive attitude. I'm trying to be realistic. But their schedule down the stretch, once you get past next week, you've got, you got the Capitals on Friday, but the week after you got Dallas, Nashville, and Carolina. Depending on how they do there will really dictate. I mean, look, if they run the table, things will get interesting because you got the Blackhawks on the 29th, and then you're back on the road to play the New York Rangers on that Tuesday, March 31st. Then you're back at home against the Washington Capitals, which you need to beat. Then you have a home and home Saturday and Sunday against the Montreal Canadiens. Then you have the Flyers, Penguins, Red Wings, Ottawa Senators, and the big bad Boston Bruins. The Red Wings, Penguins, Flyers, Senators, and Bruins, they're all probably going to be fighting for those 2 wild card spots in the end of the season. Will the Devils be relevant by April? All depends on what they do Friday and next week. That's I'm going to break it down to just that. One game at a time. what they do on this road trip will dictate, will they be relevant in April? You get to 80 points before Sunday, the 29th, against the Chicago Blackhawks. Now we're talking. Now you're within that relevancy range. Till then, there's no point in looking at the standings, really. Devils need to win. They need to win. Look, they were capable of winning beginning of the season. Started 8-1. They just kind of need to do it twice in some respects down the stretch. Now, you're probably saying, "Whoa, you're selling me a bill of goods." I'm not selling you a bill of goods. I'm just finding a path for the Devils to get back in it. And the odds are not in their favor. And Jack Hughes, during that interview, revealed that. But still, are you saying that there's a chance? I haven't given up. Neither should you. And it should be fun if the Devils are still relevant in April, making those home games valuable. So don't give up. I know a lot of you have earmarked your playoff money thinking you're not going to the playoffs. But just hold on to your money just a little bit, because you never know what the Devils might do. Pete says, if we play like we did yesterday against the Caps and we get a 4-1 victory, the Caps are not good under pressure in the zone. And the Caps, look, they lost John Carlson in that trade. They're a different team. I expect a victory from the New Jersey Devils tomorrow. Devils are healthy. They're running on all cylinders right now. But that game against Dallas on that Tuesday, they better come out swinging. And Jacob Markstrom has to play one of his best games on Tuesday. But let's worry about Friday, because the Devils will have off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday before they go to Dallas and then Nashville on that Thursday, then Carolina. I'm telling you, those 3 games, if the Devils can get 5 out of 6 points out of it, I'll take it in a heartbeat. Devils can only be afforded one more loss when I calculate it. Stanley says Devils at the very least can play big spoilers to Detroit and Boston. Yeah, but I don't want to be in that mindset yet. Devils are hot right now. 7 of the last 9 games are victories. And it should be 9 for 9, to be honest with you. I'm still mad at this whole thing about starting Markstrom every freaking game. But still, let's see what the New Jersey Devils can do. All right, going to get out of here. Thank you for all those tuning in to this podcast, The Morning Woo. 166 straight days of morning podcasts for you, the listeners. Telling you, it's not easy. Sometimes there are days where I have technical difficulties. I can't get the podcast up. But you figure it out, just like how I want the Devils to just figure it out. So, the ceremonial sip around the globe, the New Jersey Devils, on a 3-game heater. Enjoy it, everybody. I salute Jack Hughes. And also, I'm going to have a little fun with this. I'm going to make a sign that says, "Give Jack his puck back." Till next time, this is the Morning Woo. Let's go Devils.
Oh, morning, my morning woo. Oh, well, I love you. Yes, I love you. Morning.